Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So let's talk about anger issues. Do you have anger issues? I sure have. I've had them my entire life. It's plagued me. It's ruined relationships, it's ruined jobs, and it's almost ruined my life on many occasions. It's put me in violent scenarios, put me in jail. Anger issues are really something that you need to get on top of if you have them. Now, let's start off with this. It's good to be able to be angry. When I talk about managing anger issues and managing your anger and conquering your anger, in no way am I suggesting that you should get rid of anger, that you should become one of these weak little pussy motherfuckers who is unable to become angry. These weirdos who are like robots who can't express anger. People like that disgust me. People like that are weak. You need anger. It's a natural emotion. There's a time and a place for anger. But you need to be able to master it. You need to be able to keep that sword in its sheath, to tame that beast. I mean, really, there's nothing worse than a person who is so passive and so weak that they can't stand up for themselves, or they can't stand up for others, that they can't show that raw emotion. It's pure weakness. But to let that anger master you is also a weakness. To let that anger rule you, to have it be uncontrollable, is also a weakness. So you need to be able to be grateful and be thankful for the fact that you have this ability within you. But the task at hand is to control it, to master it, to only use it when it's necessary. I've philosophized on anger many times in my life, just wondering, what's going on with this? Why do I get angry? What is the cause of this anger? I mean, we can have anger as an undercurrent for our lives. And a lot of times that is just because we're not happy with how things are going. A lot of anger boils down to one thing, and it's unfortunate that we have to admit this, because we like to be perfect. We like to be strong. We like to be in control of ourselves. But anger typically boils down to not getting your way, not getting what you want, not having things go the way that you wish they would go. And we can become angry over that. We can become frustrated with that. That can boil over. When you have anger issues and when you're just angry all the time, typically it means that your life is not going the way you want it to go. Now that's not the end of the world. That means you need to sit down, do some soul searching, make a list, and start tackling some of these problems that you have as far as, why isn't my life going the way I want it? Why don't I live in the place I want to live? Why don't I have the friends I want to have? Why don't I have the job that I want to have? Why aren't I the person that I want to be? Make your list and go down that list and conquer each one. That's your life's goal. And when you've conquered each one of those things and turned your life into a life that you are happy with, that you've created yourself, instead of feeling like that it's out of control, instead of feeling like that you have all this shit happening to you, you're not getting your way, you're not getting what you want. You start to get what you want because you've created your life and you're attacking these problems. The anger, undercurrent of anger that just rules you will subside, will dissipate. Many of us can feel kind of like Jekyll and Hyde, where we can function and we feel normal for most of the time, but then when something makes us angry, we just snap. We have that snap factor. That can be pretty dangerous, and it typically is rooted in unresolved issues that you have, that you're bottling up, that you're overlooking, that you're not attacking. what we resist persists. So if you're resisting certain aspects of your mental health, if you're resisting diving into those waters to figure out what's wrong, then those problems will persist. And many times we have unresolved issues. They could be around our childhood, around our parents, around a past relationship. It could be many things. And you really need to be able to get into that and flesh it out. And again, a lot of times those issues are also back to the same core definition of anger, which is you're not getting your way. You didn't get what you wanted. And a lot of that has to do with being able to let go. That's hard. People just say, let it go. Oh man. It's really hard because a lot of times we can't let things go. We don't want to. We feel right. We feel like things should have gone the other way. This is a personal journey for each and every person. And all I can say is that when things don't go your way, you need to be able to learn adaptability. That's the key to getting over things, is to be adaptable. To adapt to whatever scenario is at hand and to be able to continue to move forward no matter what's going on. When things don't go my way, I try my best. Instead of just ignoring the issue, I try my best to find other avenues around the problem so I can continue to move forward. It doesn't have to be a power struggle anymore to where I'm always right and I get my way. I don't have to be a tyrant or a king or the Lord of the universe. If things don't go my way, oh well. That's the benefit of being Generation X, which I am, is we're the apathetic generation. We're the generation of whatever. And sometimes you have to use that. If you're my generation, you have to use that power of apathy to your benefit and to be able to just let things go. You win some, you lose some. Sometimes we look like fools. Sometimes it's unsalvageable. Sometimes we're embarrassed. You can't always save face. Sometimes shit goes wrong and you just have to adapt and overcome. A true warrior can always adapt and overcome. A true warrior isn't always perfect. A true warrior doesn't win every battle. You're going to lose some battles. And you don't want to let that kill you, especially when you become your own worst enemy. We can be our own worst enemies. A lot of times that's what anger is we're just holding on to grudges and emotion that needs to just be let go. It's important to be able to treat yourself right and to watch what you put into your body and what you put into your mind. A lot of times we can have external factors that are influencing our emotions and making us angry. If you're watching the news too much, if you're reading headlines too much online, if you're paying too much attention to politics, you will be angry. You'll be angry all the time. It's designed to elicit anger and fear because those emotions have been proven to get people to vote about, what they believe in. If I can make you angry or afraid, I can get you down to that voting booth. This is how campaigns are run. We used to have, during campaign season, there used to be a campaign season with politics. It would last for a couple years and then it would be over and everybody could relax. But that campaign season would touch on the most emotional heartstring issues for a reason. The reason why the politicians and the media would go after racism and abortion and immigration, guns, religion, various issues that really get people's engines running is because those issues almost always will get people angry or afraid and to get them to vote. It's hard to get people to vote over economic stimulus packages or taxes or stuff like that. You really have to get their emotions going. It's a manipulation. So we don't, if you're finding yourself angry a lot, you want to start paying attention to what you're putting into your body, what you're putting into your mind. Are you putting too much politics in there? You want to pay attention to the food that you eat. Food is a drug. What kind of drugs are you taking? You know, you may be sober. I'm sober. But if I eat junk food all day, I feel depressed. I'm not getting the nutrition that I want. My body can have a chemical reaction to go into a somewhat of a survival mode because it needs protein. It needs the right nutrients, and it's not getting them. This is like a natural biological response, and you need to be able to pay attention to what you're putting into your body. If you've noticed, if you go eat a Big Mac, how do you feel afterwards? Go eat a healthy meal, some grilled chicken and some brown rice and some vegetables, and see how you feel after that. You may have a lot more energy, both mentally and physically. Food is a drug. We really need to watch our diets, not just because of our physical health, not just because of the blood test that the doctor gives you once a year, but because of your mental health. You need to be able to pay attention to everything that you're absorbing. Say, for example, the music. I've known guys that listen to way too much gangster rap. They may have perfectly normal lives, mundane, regular lives. They just go to work, they got their families, they have just regular lives like everybody else does. But some of these people can go around just super angry, just really pissed off, in this like survival mode, this fight mode, fuck the world mode. And it's like, well, why? You just want to shake them and be like, you have a good life. What the hell's wrong with you? Why are you so pissed off? It's because they're listening to this crap all day long. You have to be able to take things in moderation. If something is triggering you, you have to be able to recognize that and to get on top of it. Just like you meet some of these country boys who are just super depressed over their lives all the time. There's this kind of redneck depression that I live in an area where there's a lot of rednecks, a lot of good old boys, and a lot of these people have major psychological problems, and it's not anything inherently wrong with them. It's not like a chemical imbalance in their brain. It's a lot to do with the goddamn country music they listen to. When you sit there and listen to country music all day long that's singing lyrics like, you know, my truck broke down, my dog ran away, my girl left me, and they're absorbing this shit 24 hours a day, what the fuck do you think you're going to be thinking? Of course you're going to be in this weird mood all the time. So you have to be careful of what you're putting into yourself. For me, for example, I've become very sensitive to my triggers. So I take this even a step further. And even the TV shows that I watch or the movies that I watch, I like to watch movies. But I won't watch a movie that has too much violence in it because I've seen a lot of violence. I've seen more than 20 murders right in front of me. And I don't need to see a lot more murders, even if they're just movie murders, fantasy murders, fake. I don't need to see that much more violence. I've seen it in person. I'm done with it. And when I watch an overly violent movie, even if it's a fun plot, it just does shit to my mind. Turns me into the person I used to be. And it's hard for me to control, so I have to pay attention. If a movie has too much violence, sorry, this guy's not watching it. These are all just add up to how you can maintain peace of mind in a more calm state. I'll make a different video about how to calm yourself in the fit of rage, because that's a different issue. That's when you've already allowed yourself to become angry. You can't let it go. You're raging. You're in the fit of anger. You have that fire in your belly. And in order to save your life, save the lives of others around you, in order to function and not ruin everything you've worked hard for, you need to learn ways to calm yourself in the fit of rage. And that's an important thing to learn. We can build that strength because that's a mental strength. We can build that through various forms of meditation. Now, when I say meditation, people immediately think of sitting there with your legs crossed and going om, om, om. That's one way. But meditation is nothing more than a mental practice a practice of reaching your center and of continually coming back to that center and of letting go. It's a great practice of letting go. It'll teach you how to let go. Let go of those thoughts. Let go of that mental torture. Let go of those chains that bind you, of that need to be right, of that need to master the universe, of that need to dominate everything you're around you, that control issue. Just let it all go. So practice meditation, and this will build that strength. This is all just food for thought. Anger, it can be one of the worst plagues that we suffer through. And it's vitally important to get on top of it. Thanks for watching.